Hello, and welcome again to the interview series. Each year, the AAF, American Advertising Federation Roanoke, holds an awards competition where members and area college students can enter their work to be judged by an independent panel of AAF members from across the nation. The interview series is about honoring the stellar work done by these creative Gold Award winners. And today I'm talking with Becky Freemal, a Cincinnati native and graduate of both Ohio University, undergrad, and Virginia Tech MBA. She lives in Southwest Virginia with a wide-ranging list of accomplishments both in her professional career and as a philanthropist. She arrived in Roanoke, Virginia in 2008 to be part of the WFXR news team. And after 24 years in the broadcast business, Becky has spent the last several years as a marketer and communicator in several verticals like nonprofits, research, science, higher education, and financial institutions. Becky is currently Chief Marketing Communications Officer with Valley Star Credit Union. Let's get to the interview. Well, good afternoon. This is Becky Freemal. Did I pronounce that anywhere near correctly?
You did. Spot
Wow.
on.
What? So that's great. Welcome to our interview series, and it's great to have you on. So I'm going to ask you again to do your name and who you're with company.
Sure. So my name is Becky Freemal, and like I said, you did it spot on, and I'm with
Nice.
Valley Star Credit Union.
Okay, great. How long have they been in the area?
So I've been in Roanoke since 2008. I'm originally from Cincinnati, and I came here for a job in broadcast news, which I did in my past life, and now have found my way in a very convoluted way to the credit union world.
I think we all do that. And by the way, fellow Ohio native here, so go Buckeyes. Anyhow, we'll just keep it. They'll probably cut that out, but they can't because I'm in charge. So I'm going to guess that as a credit union, your company does all kinds of lending and stuff, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you open the door wide open now, Grant, for me to do my sales pitch. So
There
I'm
you
gonna have
go.
to tell you what we do.
Yeah.
But we are a credit union. So we do all the things that you would think about, the products and services like share certificates, which is a lot like a CD at a bank, a certificate of deposit. We do the savings, the checking, commercial loans, mortgage, HELOC, all those things. Our big focus, I will tell you from the marketing and brand perspective and really team wide, is to really get beyond that dry banking speak and really talk to people in a language that they get. Because financial institutions, even though I love my gig, we can be a little dry sometimes. So we're trying
Yes.
to break into that.
Yes. Well, good to know. If you're in marketing, you got to get past that, right? So
Absolutely.
what is your position? Did I get that your actual position
Um,
title?
I don't think you did. So, Chief Marketing Communication Officer is my title.
Okay. So how many people are on your marketing team?
So, it's not an easy like, oh, we got 5 kind of thing. I'm guessing we're probably at about 15, 12 to 15, and that's
Wow.
both internal and external. So internally, we have about 5 or 6 of us, but our external team is not just a third-party vendor. We have an external team who is truly a part of our team that we work
Okay.
with and meet with on a regular basis. So I always pulled that external team into that
Sure.
number.
Well, they're
Yeah.
working, so why not? So tell us about the award, what the project was, and how it came about, if you would.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the award was for our new brand voice. The one line or the tagline, if you will, is "We speak your language," and it goes back to what you and I were just talking about, that whole dry language speak. And it also kind of harkens back to what I used to do in broadcast news. Our number one goal every day was to take really complex ideas on any given day. It could be a ribbon cutting, but it could also be a legal battle or a court case. And you had really big things. You had to whittle them down so that they make sense and that you speak the language of your viewing audience. So I don't see that to be any different in the credit union world or in any vertical for that matter. So we talked a lot about it when I first got here, and we have officially gone with "We speak your language," and it brings our credit union a personality. And when you talk about the project, it really is and was at the time very collaborative with our internal and our external people. That's how we began that relationship with our external team. We hired in a creative director who really helped us. She was amazing. Give her all this information and she could just kind of distill it into a drop. She's beautiful.
Nice.
She's wonderful at what she does. And so, internally we had finance, we had the retail team, we had the executive team, of course, we had marketing and communication in there. We had our external creative director. We really looked at all of the angles, who are aspirational organizations, who are our peers, what do we, back to aspirational, what do we want to look like? What do we want to become? And it kept coming back to the fact that our people are our jam, and they are the ones who keep the engine running, the front line, as you might call them, when you walk into a bank or go through the drive-through. So that's how it all kind of came to the We Speak Your Language. And it's all across. It was on our website, videos, print collateral, you name it. We Speak Your Language is now our new brand personality.
Ever wish banks would just speak your language? At Valley Star, we do. We speak Dream House. We speak Smart Car. We speak I do. We speak I can. Basically, we're just nice people who talk like you. And we don't just speak, we listen. We're trying to be better to help make your life better. So, hey, let's speak sometime. We'd love to help. Valley Star Credit Union. We speak your language.
So this was all part of a broader package of creating a new brand voice. Is that what I'm kind of hearing you say?
That's exactly what you're hearing. We didn't change the logo. We didn't change the name. We didn't really change our colors. We have added a secondary palette of colors that we didn't have before. But that's kind of small, but big. So this was more of a brand voice because we didn't dry or personable. It didn't matter. We just didn't have that personality. And so we needed that feel, and it really helps build a cohesion across the board. So when you hear our written press, or you read our written press release, or you hear our video, or you see our billboard, my goal is that you could take the Valley Star Credit Union off of it and you would still know that that was Valley Star Credit Union.
Yeah, good stuff.
And we didn't really have that before. It was good and it was clean, but I think you could have taken our logo off and we could have been any financial institution out there.
Okay. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
So how did the project come together? You said you had did a data dump on the creative director and they kind of pulled it all together. Any other cool things to know about?
It was actually a challenging time because Valley Star at that time, only 3 years ago, the data was not readily available. And we didn't even have a data team at that time. And again, this is only a couple years back. We've been through some leadership changes, and the data doors, the Pandora box has been opened, and we are all allowed to partake in the data now, as we obviously always should have been able to. But back in the day, it was more finance. And so now every team has access to the data, and it added a challenge at that time because the doors were just starting to open. You're like, okay, what do you want? All right, we'll give you this data piece. Yeah, okay, we'll give you that. So, there was a little bit of a back and forth, a lot of massaging and, hey, hook a sister up. I need this data.
Okay.
But yeah, we did. And that's one reason our CFO at the time, when he was here, he was a huge part of it because he was the keeper of all of our data. And so you wouldn't necessarily think of a CFO as like the ringleader of a brand, but he really helped with a lot of the data.
Cool. Any other parts about the project that are interesting to know about?
I think it really is important to know that when you build a brand, we're not just talking about the external facing advertising or any of the paid media. It really is, if it's true and authentic to who you are in your organization, it really is a seed that you plant in the most internal part of the organization, and then it grows throughout the organization and then extends beyond our four walls to all of our advertising, to our current Valley Star members. Credit unions have members, but they're basically customers.
Right.
But to our members, to our potential members and consumers that are out there. And I always equate it to people. I always say, if you're sitting around the dinner table and you're talking about purple giraffes and you're like, oh, you cannot stand purple giraffes. But then when you walk outside your door and you see purple giraffes everywhere, and everyone's like, oh, we love them. And you're like, oh my gosh, we love them too. People know you're disingenuous. They just know that that's not your brand, because we all have our brand. So that's why we reached internally, very deeply internally, to determine what we wanted to share to the rest of the world. And that's how we came up with the We Speak Your Language, and that our people are really where our asset lies.
That's cool. That's cool. But a lot of our hope with this series is that students see this, and of course, maybe younger companies that are trying to figure stuff out. And that was a whole little tiny master class right there. So thank you for that.
There you go.
Yeah. So tell me 3 words that you would use to describe this project.
Human, energizing, and genuine.
Cool. Very nice. Anything coming up noteworthy that you're allowed to share?
It's not, we don't have anything like, on the DL that, to share. I mean, for us, our biggest thing is just our products and services. And for us, not necessarily for just brand, but because we're a financial institution and everyone knows the Federal Reserve, it's all over the place and everyone's trying to keep up with what the latest, rates are. Our biggest projects that we're working on are already out there in the world, and it's just trying to find a way to help our current members and potential members keep up with the craziness. We're doing financial education, we do podcasts, we do short videos, and the whole idea is, again, it all feeds back to that brand, to speak their language. Anyone can get on our website or go to our YouTube channel to find our podcasts. And we don't require you to be a member so that we can make money to help you. Like, we just want to help in general.
Nice.
So we're doing a lot of that. We're building out a share certificate, or have built out a share certificate program. And again, it's just like a CD, a certificate of deposit. So if you give us X amount of money for a year or two, then you can get a higher rate of return and make your money work for you. And that's really where we and all financial institutions are right now, is just trying to help people navigate these crazy waters that we're in.
Grab onto a railing somewhere. That's like, Yeah. So are you an AAF member? Is it correct?
I am now. I am new
great.
to it because I was a broadcast journalist for so long. Advertising is a newer area for me, a much newer area.
And so why would you encourage someone to join?
I just think that the community is so important. I don't think that you can do anything alone, and that sense of team is something that's really important to me no matter where I'm at. And I think that it definitely gives you that sense of team. If you can't do something, then you can reach out to someone else and ask them for their, hey, you do this, or you're better at marketing, I'm more at communication, or you do digital and I do data, and you can kind of exchange ideas. So that's by far the best part.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. It was great to hear how this all came about and all that. Any final words?
No, just thanks for thinking of us. This was an exciting, it's been an exciting year. It's been a lot of fun, and I love to talk about it. So thanks.
Well, great. Well, thank you.